So this summer I went on a trip, and it was an Outward Bound trip, where it's like a survival trip where they put you in a group of people, and you just have to survive in the wilderness all alone. And so Drew and I really didn't want to go, and so um, we begged and begged and begged our parents to not make us go on the trip, and they were like, it'd be a good learning experience for you, and all this stuff that was stupid. But anyways, so my mom drove us up to North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina. She dropped us off at the airport with a bunch of people we just never even seen before. I mean, people were from California, Maryland, Pittsburgh, Illinois. And so when she dropped us off, we all got on this bus, and then we drove to like some national forest and just started like camping and like hiking and all this stuff. And so they were teaching us all this stuff, and it was just like miserable. You just got one bowl and one spoon for the entire week, and you would pour like powder in the bowl and then like water in the bowl, and you'd like mix it up, and that'd be like your food, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner most of the time. And so you'd have to to go to the bathroom, you'd have to dig a hole. Basically it rained every single night and every single day, and you just have this small black mat you just lay on and just sleep. You have a sleeping bag. The sleeping bag was mostly wet, and everything was like soaked most of the time. It was just terrible. So about the 5th day, Drew and I went for like 9 days, so about the 5th day, we're sitting around camp, and our leader started talking to us, and I told him that my best friend was on another Outward Bound trip, and he was going rock climbing at the same time. And so he like pulled out his little piece of paper and like looked up the trip he was on, and he was like, yeah, he's on the other side of the mountain we're on right now, camping, right on the other side of the mountain. And so I was like, is there any chance that we would be able to see him? And the leader was like, the stars would have to align for us to even run into that group, because Outward Bound has this thing where they want to separate the group so you can just learn to survive with the people that you're with for like the certain number of days you go with. So the next day get up and we're hiking 9.5 miles, which is like 12 hours long. It was terrible, but we're hiking, we come to this 4-way intersection, and they make the kids do that you pull out the paper mat and the compass and the directions, which way to go, find your way. They give you a starting point and a stopping point, and you'd have to find your way. There's little trail marks and stuff. And so we were trying to figure out which way was north, west, and to go which direction at this 4-way intersection. And the leaders would let you go the wrong way, so you could go 1, 2, 3.5 miles out of your way, and you'd have to turn around and come all the way back. And so they'd like mess you up. And so we were about to leave. We chose the way we were going to go. We were about to leave, and someone was like, hey, let's stop and double check so we don't go way out of our way. And so the person pulled out the map again, checked it again. We were checking again. Then all of a sudden we heard all these voices. We were all kind of like looking around, and one trail kind of went like down a hill. And so we were like looking down, and there's like a straight line of people just walking up the hill with big backpacks on and stuff. And so the leader kind of looked at Drew and I and was like, hey, this could be your buddy's group. Don't make a big scene if it is. And so Drew and I just kind of looked at each other, just like, God, please make it be. And so I'm looking down, you see the first person, second person, third person, and about middle back of the line, there stands Jackson Pryor. And he's just standing there, and about the time I see him, he sees me, and there's just like eye contact, and he just jumped out of line. I mean, he probably jumped in poison ivy, all these types of bushes, and just sprinted up the hill as fast as possibly could. As fast as I've ever seen him run in my entire life. And he just ran and just jumped on top of Drew and I. And we all just started talking at the same time. He just started talking, I started talking, Drew started talking. I don't even remember what he said. I don't even remember what any of us said. It was just like a moment of heaven inside of hell. And it was just like amazing, because like there was just no way we saw him, and we saw him. And it was just like the moment of like greatest moment ever.